And it is an all new Drinks to Words by, ladies and gentlemen. We are coming to you virtually today. Very excited, as always. And it's been 3 weeks. And
It's
David,
been a while.
it has been a while. And you know what
It hasn't all been my fault. You were
you're
supposed to.
absolutely right. We'll get into that in just a moment. But um damn it, I lost my topic. I lost my train of thought. But you're absolutely right. It hasn't been here 3. But this is the thing. I thought we were gonna get absolutely bombarded with emails. Why aren't you guys back? Like, what's going on? Nothing. This is the gift and the curse that is our fan base. Is that they just accept when we come on.
Yeah.
They're just like they come on when they come on, and thank you for that. Maybe it's an acceptance, maybe it's an annoyance. I'm not sure, but tell me what you guys were going through. Email us drinkswordsby@gmail.com is where you can find us, or slide in the DM on our Instagram at drinkswordsby as well. Before we get into topics and what happened and whatnot, I want to get into what we were drinking. We are,
I feel like it's gonna be a long recap.
yeah, there's a lot to go over as well as we try to recap what's happened in the past 3 weeks, and a lot has happened. David, what are you drinking right now for the show?
Currently, I am drinking the Dogfish Head 90-minute Imperial IPA. It's a 9% beer. I'm gonna say I'm not a big fan of it. I've had the 120, and that's like a 10% beer. Uh, it's okay. It was on a fly. I walked over to 7-Eleven to pick these up because I didn't have anything. I worked last night. It was a late night. I woke up. Good thing I set an alarm, or I'd still be asleep because I was fucking out. I'm fucking tired as shit right now. And this weather has fucked up my allergies. So if you can hear the nasally that I have going on right now, yeah. What are you drinking?
Okay, I'm very excited because about to drink a martini, and I
Ooh.
have all the stuff right here with me, and I'm getting it out, and I had to go into my bar bag. I have a bar bag of, like, anytime I got invited to bartend a private event, but I couldn't make it due to conflicting schedules. I thought I had that day off, but I didn't, unfortunately. But I always have a bar bag ready for any kind of thing that I need. So in my bar bag is always, a cup, and then, I got a bar spoon. This is my new favorite thing. Okay. Many people can't see it right now. There it is.
Okay.
Okay, you know what this is?
I'm gonna say it's a spatula slash peeler.
It's a cheese slicer.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm going to tell you what it's for right now in 1 second.
You're in your bar bag.
This is a pro tip that I'm about to show you. Okay,
Here we go. Here we go.
now
What's up, folks?
before we get into that, I'll be cracking open this Aviation Gin
Hey.
that you gave me, you and your wife.
Yep, yep.
So thankful for you guys, and I wanted, and it, you know what? I like doing these virtual shows because I could do stuff like this.
Yeah.
I could be like, you guys got me this gift, and
Yeah,
now I could.
we can't bring in our own liquor to the cove.
Although at the Cove they do offer Aviation Gin. You know what I mean? So it's not that far of a stretch, but to open up your own bottle is kind of nice. So this is what I'm gonna do. I got ice in here, and I'm just gonna let's see. Okay, I think that's enough.
More.
Why not more? We're at home, right?
Where you go? Where do you got to go?
Right. I got nowhere to drive. So I got ice in there.
The benefit of the curse of the virtual. You don't have to set up all the shit we normally set up.
Yeah. Now I'm stirring it. Right
Chicken
there.
custard.
Okay. And now I'm gonna pour it. And I forgot my.
Is it just gin?
It's oh, you're right. Okay.
I mean, it's just straight gin. It's not. You need.
Where'd it go? No. I brought a special guest. Give me 1 second. Oh, give me 1 second. It fell. All right, give me one.
It fell. Hi, everybody.
I'm sure this was gripping audio. I'm sure everyone was on their.
I'm over
Okay.
here, like, just like,
Every...
trying to
Okay.
wake
What I have in front of me is my latest acquisition, and it is
up.
an
Spray bottle.
an aromizer.
What?
Uh, spray bottle to the uncouth. Okay.
I got your goose right here.
This is an aromizer. In it, I have vermouth
It's a spray bottle.
to the uncouth.
Yeah. I'm gonna cook your ass right now.
We need to do more virtual shows. Okay. Look. I got voila, vermouth sprayed in.
What are you aromizing?
It's vermouth. It is extra dry vermouth that I have in here.
So you're literally just fucking putting
A
the
spritz.
scent of vermouth. So you're drinking gin.
It's a martini.
You got one of those bottles where the people are trying to sell you fucking cologne in the
It's
parking lot of
vermouth.
the
It's
mall.
vermouth. Okay, now look. I have myself an orange
Yes, with your cheese peeler.
cheese slicer, but this is what they're doing. This is a hack that they're doing now. Instead of using a regular peeler and accidentally cutting yourself, this is the safest way to get an orange peel and not hurt yourself. And to get it looking pretty cool too.
I want to get you to cut yourself. And like, ha!
And then we're going to just do some expression. And I have for you a martini.
Gin martini.
Gin martini with orange peel with expression. Slice.
And vermouth. And a hint of vermouth.
A hint of vermouth. That is what I'll be drinking today.
Your face explains everything.
With a proper with a martini glass from the Cove, by the way. Got to give them a shout out. This is the old school martini glass. This is one of the last in existence that I was able to get before they moved over to the other, glasses.
Glassware. Yeah.
Yeah. But dude. This is the martini that I've been.
I'm not a fan of the new rocks glass.
Okay.
I like the look, the feel, the taste of it. But when you're trying to carry it multiple glasses, it sucks.
Functionality.
The functionality for like trying to clean sucks.
Yeah, I totally get it. But I'm doing. I call this a tourist martini. Myself, it could be called something else. I don't know, but I call it a tourist martini. It's pretty good. Usually it's with Beefeater, but I just have Aviation Gin. But really enjoying that. So that's what I'm drinking today for the show. Took a hiatus, unbeknownst to ourselves. Now, if I can get some backstory to that, we were going to take 1 week off traditionally. We arranged that.
The initial week that we took off, you were supposed to have a guest.
Yes. And then those guys flaked out on me. And then I was just like, I'll just take a week off, and then maybe I'll get them back the other week, and I'll figure it out. And then nobody was available the next week, and then the following week we were supposed to do this, but I was at the bar, and Marcus comes in, and he seduces me with none other than McDonald's chicken McNuggets. And so there I am.
Chicken McNuggets should not be a deterrent.
It's not. It's a seduction. It is a true seduction. He brought in like a 40
But
piece.
in your face like this.
He threw 10 pieces at me. And I was like, how can I say no?
Well, I don't know what to do.
I know. And then I'm drinking, and then, we went over, and for all you 420 fans, we dabbed. And that was it. I was like, it's over. It's over. And we were I felt so bad.
I set my schedule like, hey, are you ready to go? You're like, can we reschedule? I'm like, what the fuck?
And you know what? I hate to be the villain in this, but every now and then, things just don't line up in your life. And this was one of those moments where nothing lined up, and now we're doing the show.
No. It was lined. You unlined it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So
my allergies are kicking my butt right now. So like, what's going on?
Yeah. So, but anyway, but now we're here, and now we're back. And today was a very interesting day, and it's something that me and you are both going through. And that is handing over the reins to other personnel for the bar, for the Cove. We both work there.
Was somebody there cleaning with you today?
Yes. I have the white plume has been, done. The next pope has been selected, and today was boot camp. And tomorrow, this is what I love. I did a boot camp today, and tomorrow is test day. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, we went through the training today. Tomorrow, here's the keys. You're gonna do it by yourself, and I get to show up at 7:00, meaning I just get to wake up and come in, and then
do the white glove test.
Yeah, exactly. And just check everything, and go through everything.
Can we say who it is?
Yes. Now we can officially say it's Christian, who we're gonna have on. He's not the Christian that we are looking for, that owes us his goatee, but Christian, the pool player.
About that.
Yes.
So I ran into that Christian yesterday, and I gave him the out because
There is no out.
He's not going to do it. And we changed the bet to a money bet, so he owes me cash now.
And then he has to come on the show and give you the cash, and he has to buy our drinks. I think that's fair.
That's fair.
Because what he's done is not only to you, but to the pod.
To the people.
Exactly. Got to give the people what they want.
No. I told him, I go, look, this will teach you never to make a bet that you will fucking own up to. Because nobody's going to bet with you if you're not going to fucking come through.
Yeah. That's not real better.
Yeah. Because I'll tell you right now, 100%, had I lost that bet, he'd be shaving he would have been on the show gleefully trying to shave my goatee.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So could you imagine if it was eyebrows? Shit, I could have got $1,000 out of that guy.
Jeez.
Here's $1,000.
We're gonna get him on, but guys, fun fact: we are booked for the next. We have 2 guests coming up back to back. So we have those people coming in. The next guest will announce later, right before the show ends, who we have on. But I'm excited. We have we're booking guests finally. It only took 4 months after being on the show.
Well, the thing about that is uh we are doing this virtually because tomorrow's Easter
Right.
and I have plans and I really just couldn't. I wasn't. I knew I wasn't gonna be able to fucking get to the bar in time and all this, the rigmarole of all
Yeah,
this.
Easter was such a question mark because we're both like, do we do Easter? But we already had gone 3 weeks, and I'm like, dude, if we do a month off, I mean, would somebody email us? I don't know. Maybe they would accept it. I don't know. We could have gotten away with it. Maybe I don't know. Nobody was. No one cared.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing is I do have a lot of away time coming up, so we have to. You and I have to sit down and go through it, and we really have to get some people to help cover because if we do it virtually, we can do it virtually, but we need to get some planage going because
Right.
I have a couple of shows coming up where I'm not going to be in town.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got uh, I have to fly to Chicago at the end of May. I got a dental convention, and then
A dental convention, ladies and gentlemen. Who knew that the dentists knew how to party?
bro, the last dental convention I worked as like a security guard, we had to rush Mark Wahlberg off the stage. A bunch of dentists literally fucking rushed the stage. It was fucking ridiculous. We had
That's,
to come on.
were they trying to give him a plaque or
Boo.
dental humor? There, ladies and gentlemen. Dental humor.
I see you. I see you haven't gone to your stand up like a couple times.
No,
So
I'm
smart.
trying to do. I've been testing out some stand up lately, and I've been obsessed with imitation crab, and that's a joke that I've been working on because I don't do sushi or the sush as I like to call it. I'm trying to make sushi a thing, and
So
and I do California rolls because that's like sushi to me.
yes, yes, I know. I've eaten sushi with you. It's horrible.
Yes, and I'm like why are they doing imitation crab? Like what meat is like, you know what? I don't want to be me, but I think I could find myself passing as a crab, you know?
I think imitation crab is a fish.
Well, it's imitating crab. First of all, it's not, it could be whatever it wants, but it wants to be crab. Like what crustacean wants to be another crustacean? Essentially is the joke that I'm trying. And I've been trying to write this joke and everybody gets it, but they're like, you're trying to explain the joke. But I'm like, but there's a joke in there, So
It's in there somewhere.
it's somewhere in there. I'm trying to find a joke with imitation crab. So if you can help me out, email us drinkswordsby@gmail.com.
So, funny thing you say about imitation crab. So, uh, you ever get Hawaiian food? You like Hawaiian food?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I think it was with Aldwin. He got like Hawaiian barbecue for us.
Oh, that was the day of the Rose Bowl where I ended up getting COVID.
Oh, was it? Okay, yeah. He ended up getting barbecue for us, and thank you to Aldwin, by the way, who's always taking care of us.
Yeah,
And
shout out to Elvin.
yeah,
Uh,
so
yeah,
that was I had that was my first time in forever having, and it was good. I don't know
you know
what.
the
Yeah,
macaroni
that was
that
good.
comes with. So my wife wants to incorporate imitation crab into the macaroni salad, so
Why
it's like
not?
it's a meal.
But why not real crab? Like, why are we imitating crab these days when we can
Just
have the real
expensive.
crab? That's the joke,
So
though.
like,
After working,
dude, like, honestly, I was
you don't think about these things, David. Sorry.
I'm all over here like explaining the real. You're like, it's a joke, leave it alone.
It's imitating crab. Who wants to imitate a crustacean? Sorry. Anyway. We just lost all of our listeners. Like if they were listening to it.
I don't know.
Anyway.
It's like vegan food. It's like vegan food. Like vegans imitate meats.
Yes.
They flavor shit. Like cauliflower is supposed to be a fucking
Yeah.
hot wing. Like,
Yeah.
no, it's not a hot wing.
So anyway.
I think imitation crab is just like we don't know any better because some people can't afford real crab. It's
Right.
fucking expensive.
If you
Like,
can't afford real crab, then what are you doing with your life? Honestly.
dude, they had lump crab meat at Costco. It was like $35.99 for
What?
like maybe 8 ounces. That shit's expensive.
That's why they're imitating the crab.
They're imitating the crab.
Jeez.
We're gonna have imitation gas coming up soon.
I'm down with that. If it's cheaper, I am down.
Yeah, gas prices are ridiculous. I've never seen gas prices like this.
You know what? I have, but and it's funny because like everybody, and we've said this before. Everyone's like, it's $6 for a gallon of gas, and I'm like, yeah, but you'll pay $18 for 24 ounces of a beer.
Yeah,
Like your priorities are completely misled.
yeah. You'll go to fucking the Hollywood and pay $14 for a drink, but you don't want to pay $6 for a gallon of gas. So like, all right, then shut up.
Yeah.
Um, here's a. I don't want to. I don't want to bring this on the show. I got to talk to you privately about this.
No one's listening. Like, no one.
Because it has to. No one's listening. Pretty much.
This is pretty much private.
Yeah, because it actually has to do with the Marines.
Okay.
And yeah, so I don't want to
Yeah.
be disrespectful. So there's a couple things actually that I want to talk to you about, but I just want to. It just came to my mind because we were talking about stuff, and you got to remind me. So when we're off the show, I got to talk to you about some stuff.
Yeah, now I'm interested.
Sorry, folks. Not everything can make it on the show, especially when it comes to the service. Because I respect the service wholeheartedly, beyond belief. I knew that I couldn't serve, so I'm happy to know people who served and proud of everybody. But
yeah,
there's just topics that I don't feel comfortable talking about that people may look at me weird because I don't know. It's kind of like in special situations. So sorry, guys.
no worries.
But yeah. So imitation crab.
No worries. A lot has happened since we have done the show. 3 weeks, in fact, and some people have died. Let's go through that real quick. I don't know if there's a way to like transition or not.
Let's go through the list of people who died.
I'm gonna start it off with Razor Ramon, and I wanted to give a shout out, especially
I
to
think
him.
he died before we went off.
I
But
know, but we were supposed to talk about it the following week or whatever. But work with me here, David. This is a virtual show. It's a recap. It's a recap. You know.
We're catching everything up.
Yeah.
It's coming up. It's everything coming up.
Bear with us, ladies and gentlemen. Bear with us. So, and it was through a hip surgery, by the way. Who knew hip surgeries were this like devastating?
You know what? Any surgery is devastating because it's a reaction, right? Did they give an explanation? Was it because of the anesthesia?
I'm not sure. I read about it 4 weeks ago. I was prepared 4 weeks ago to talk about this, but now it's like
I'm not prepared now. I just know he died.
I just wanted to give him a shout out. Hey, Chico, Razor Ramon. He was badass, all right? He was like one of my favorite wrestlers. He was my favorite bad guys. Steve Nash, I believe his name was, in real life.
That was Steve Nash. Was Steve Nash? That was Diesel, right? That was
Okay, I got him all completely wrong.
Yeah.
Then he was Razor Ramon. Okay, sorry.
Yeah. Steve Nash was Diesel.
I've been drinking since in the morning, by the way. I've been, so I'm a little, anyway.
Really?
I have. I've been partying to find your successor. is especially the guy that I found was, it was very cleaning the cove. I compare it to being a Supreme Court justice because y- it is one of those jobs that dictates the rest of the way the COVID is going to be for a while. They make a lot of procedures, and it's untouchable. Like once you're in, you're in. No one else can get you out. You know what I mean? It's weird.
You can yourself out. Yeah, you can kick yourself out of a job.
Yeah, that I mean it's that serious. And I did an experiment with somebody else, and I knew that it wasn't gonna work, but I still had to go through the experiment of I don't know. Sometimes you just put people through situations that you've gone through, and you're like, I don't think this person can do it, but I want them to. Let them see what I go through, and they appreciated me way more. They're like, "Wow, I see what you go through," and it's like, "All right, cool." But they're like, "I can't do this," and I'm like, "I know you can't, but I at least had to put you through the rigmarole to, I don't know, maybe get some appreciation for what I do."
That's a great word.
Rigmarole.
Yeah, I love rigmarole and like hodgepodge
Yeah.
and shenanigans.
Yeah. And so then the new guy that I found, I was like, man, I'm gonna put you through everything, and the people that I asked, I'm like, what do you think about this person? And it was such a slam dunk. The other person was like, let's get him. No, you need to find somebody else. I'm like, well, he's just a placeholder. He's just a placeholder because you guys won't do it, and I got other obligations that I got to go through, and it was just kind of a last second thing. And this other person, Christian, who we're now talking about, who plays pool, and if you guys know, then you know. It was such a slam dunk. Everybody that I pitched him to, they were like, yeah. And that's one of the beauties of being in our positions is we get to bring him in. There's not many people that get to bring somebody into a bar, but when you have that availability, when you have that, you know, um, that clout, and you bring somebody in, and it's the right person, it's such a reassurance to who you are and to what they are. And I was like, if anybody deserves to be a made man, it's Christian. He is, you know what I mean? We are made men, So when you work for a bar, but I'm not talking you just part-time a bar or whatever. You become a made man, and there's a lot of privileges that you acquire through that, and with great responsibility comes great privilege. So I was like, man, and he's a young guy too, which made it even better. I was like, he could probably do this for more time than I could. And
But here's the thing: is do you feel like as though Christian will be able to maintain this for a while? Like, do you think that he's
yes,
going to want to be able to do this?
yeah, he's super enthusiastic about it. And here's the beautiful part: is I told him, I'm like, now here's the beautiful part of this all thing is now you're in, but you could take time off. That is the thing that nobody understands. Time off. I'm like, because now you have me. I'm the guy that's gonna be your guy. That's gonna be your time off guy. Whenever you need time off, just take it. And this is what I loved about this. I'm never gonna take time off. I'm like, you say that now,
Yeah, yeah.
but
Especially
what?
this is the weekend.
Ye-
You're gonna take trips. You have a woman. You're gonna want to go on vacation. You're gonna want to go on a trip and shit.
Yeah, and I'm trying to explain to him like you say that now, but there's gonna be times where you go to a country, you go and you're just running late. You're like, I want to keep the party going, and you're gonna text me, and I'm gonna be like, okay, So I told him like, this, like, dude, like Like except for I'm like May through at least January 5th, I'm unavailable. But after that, which is your true boot camp, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, I got you through boot camp, but you're gonna have a period of time where you can only it's like 3 months.
That's you say till January. That's 9 months.
No. I said through July 5th.
Oh, I think it's January. I was
No, no,
like,
no. I'm like, you have until July 5th, and that's all you. Every situation you got to go through
yeah.
till July. But after July 5th, you're allowed to take time off because I have no time off till after July 5th. So I'm like, you could do whatever you want, but and just know after July 5th, then it's open. You want to take 2 weeks off, you want to do whatever, I'm covering you. I got it. And I think that is a very reasonable deal for anybody. Because you got to put them in those situations of you can't find coverage. That's the thing about the bartenders. They all have coverage. We don't, you know.
But I actually
Well,
just found coverage. Like
right.
I had to go and find coverage because I'm like I'm as much as I love the bar, there's other things I have to do, and and it's like I can't let those responsibilities go by the wayside. So yeah, I get what you're saying. It's not be there, but we have to not be there.
Yeah.
So I get what you're
Yeah.
saying, and we want to put it in the best hand. So
Exactly. And let's talk
I
right, and let's talk about that too because what is your ideology when it comes to that? And I'll tell you mine first. And and this is anything that I do. Whenever I leave, I'm going to leave you with somebody better than me. That has always been my ideology. Well, first of all, you have Bluetooth headset.
but I was just trying to mouth like there's nobody better than me. I'm David. I do it all.
You know what? I'm a very humble person where I'm like, I can find somebody better than me. In my personal opinion, and that's what keeps me humble. Is I know that there's probably somebody better than me in certain aspects. You
So
know,
that's
and I know, and everyone's like, Albert, you can never be replaced. I'm like, you're right. I can never be replaced, but I can always find somebody that can better equip you. My personality, of course, bar none, but I could find somebody to help.
because here's the thing is like the job of that I do. If you break it down to just the basics, yes, anybody can do what I do. It's very simple. Uh, but it's the other things that I do that I feel like I think that sometimes the bartenders become so accustomed that they like I was like, oh, they complain about somebody else. It's like, dude, like, look, they're not gonna do it how I do. Because you and I love this bar. So we put a little extra effort and we go a little extra mile to make sure things get done right. Like yesterday, I was selling the shit out of the bar. Like I had a group of 5 people that came in. They sat down inside and left because it was like, oh, it's too crowded, blah, blah, blah. I go, look, you guys. I'm like, I was trying to retain them. Like, look, you have to try a drink. We have so many things here. You shouldn't leave. All the best drinks are here. Blah blah. So they left. I couldn't retain, but they came back later last night, and like I'm getting their drinks. I'm telling them what to order. Like you should try this, blah blah blah. And it's one of those things. Like the intangibles of selling the bar and liquor that I know that I go above and beyond anything anybody else is gonna do in my position. Get that gin in.
As I'm refreshing my drink, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. It's those intangible things, and that's what we look for. So anybody looks for in an employee, by the way, in general.
Okay.
Um, yeah, let's talk about last night real quick. Something weird happened that I was very unaccustomed to, and I don't know if this was gourmand or not, but last night, this morning I walk in and I know about ice in the urinals. That's a thing that I've seen in bars.
Yes.
However, ice in the toilet. I'm like, what the fuck? If somebody takes a shit, they want their shit on ice. Like, what is going on here? It was so. I've never seen that before. So random, so weird. Is this a new thing? Is this a new trend that is happening in bars?
Okay. So as I literally I was passing by the restroom and I saw the ice in the toilet, and it was the women's restroom, and I thought that they had clogged the toilet. And then as I got closer, I go, "Oh, it's ice." And in my mind, I knew that wasn't smart, but I didn't say anything or ask any questions. So the barback has this idea that it's easier to scoop and get rid of the ice than melt it because it takes several buckets of hot water to melt it. So it's easier just to scoop it. And normally, the barback, and I'm not going to say anything,
Right, right.
tosses the ice out the back.
Yeah.
Lets it go and
They
melt out
burn the.
there.
It's called burn the well. They burn the well.
It's burning the well, but without putting the hot water to burn the well. It's getting rid of the well, right? Why it ended up in the toilets, I do not
It's
know.
not a smart idea because I had to end up burning the toilets. You know what I mean? And I'm like, here I am at 8 in the morning, be like, dude. I'm like, we cannot chance anything in the morning. People take shits. I take shits in the morning. You take shits in the morning. If somebody comes in and tries to take a shit on ice, I can't have that. I cannot have that. And I might have to talk to Kurt tonight
Oh, I
about
know. I
that.
wasn't giving names. You wanted those
I
names.
I'm throwing heat. I'm throwing heat. I'm throwing heat. You know what I mean? I'm like, dude, don't do that. Guess what? There was a ton of ice. You know,
There's a
I
lot of
will say your wife's name. You know what I mean?
there was a
I
lot of
will say your wife's name. You know what I mean? And let's talk about that really quick. Um, I don't know. I don't know if people are burnt out on Will Smith and Jada Pinkett. Granted, we did take, and a lot of this is we did take a lot of time off. And I don't know if you guys are interested in our take. However, there's a take that nobody else has talked about that I wanted to talk to you about in the first place. And that is, of course, you are our security specialist.
okay.
Why? Okay, the moment Will Smith got up and went to the stage, and I know you've done very high, big events. Why wasn't security immediately, you know, gone to the stage? If you were in charge of security, what would you have done?
Here's the thing: is in a situation like that, there is no security within viewing distance because it is the an award show like that. You you're not expecting anybody who's inside was already supposed to be there. You would only have security inside if you had people who you felt was could have been a threat or was not supposed to be there. These are stars. You treat them with kid gloves. So you don't have any like let's say let's say that I'm working the door, right? And everybody who's inside, it was a private event. Let's say everybody paid $100. Remember, like the Covies?
Yes, the Covies that we're in the midst of trying to fund. By the way, maybe I should. We're trying to create an award show for the Cove for our bar, and if you want to be a part of it and you want to come attend this special event, which, by the way, I will be directing. However, David will be the host. Very private, very special event.
Very specific. So let's put it this way. If we had the Kobe's, right, where we only had uh people who pay to get in, you wouldn't assume you need security for inside because
Absolutely. Absolutely.
everybody's supposed to be there. So if something happens inside like that, there wouldn't be like security to rush in and do something because they're all outside going, all right. The security at that award show and tell you outside is just like, oh man, I can't wait for this to be over. This is easy money, blah blah blah. There was nobody inside to go, what the fuck happened? That's serious.
Yeah. Now, you're a married man,
I,
and first of all, the joke, God bless the joke because it made G.I. Jane relevant again. People are like, I need to watch this, which, by the way, it was an okay movie. It wasn't like something to like everybody must see. It was okay. It was very femme for all. It was ahead of its time, but it wasn't something game changing.
it
Personally,
wasn't a Republican based movie.
exactly. Well, I don't know. It kind of was because it had the seals and it had guns and stuff and whatnot.
Yeah, but if a woman's in charge, they're gonna have an issue.
Just saying. Anyway, anyway, unrelevant movie, which again relevant. The
I
joke,
digress.
not the joke. I didn't laugh. I was like, nah, G.I. Jane, okay, I get it. There could have been 1,000 better jokes that I think would have been a lot more funnier.
Here,
But again,
okay,
if somebody's making fun of your wife with a half-ass joke at that, would you? And this is the funniest part. It's now putting men on blast for like they just did something to your wife.
yeah,
What are you gonna do?
yeah. Um,
It's
I
tough, right? It's tough because there's a line of like, I'm gonna laugh or I may not or whatever, but it's you
here's the thing.
have to be the knight in shining armor, and at the moment in time, the
Here's the thing.
knight in shining armors there are few and far between. I believe in this particular decade.
Here's the thing. There's a huge difference between some random person at a bar or restaurant saying shit about your wife and you being at an awards or roast and people saying something. Because like if you go to a comedy show, you're open gate. You understand that this comedian could rip on you at any time. So for you to take offense to something somebody said on a show like that, I didn't feel it was warranted because you open yourself up to be there and say that. But in the counterpart, do I think that the joke was funny? I don't give a shit. I didn't watch the award show. I didn't watch it. I hate award shows. I think they're just bland and just boring. But when you talk about somebody in a sense where you're touching upon, and I'm not saying it's a sickness. I don't know what's it called? Alopecia. Alopecia.
Yeah.
It's a it's something that they can't help. You know what I mean? There's a big difference between touching upon something that is medical and clinical, and something that somebody did. I don't think the joke should have been said because it's a medical situation. Uh, do I feel that Will Smith should have gone up and slapped him? No. But Chris Rock, I think, took, as somebody said before, not I can't remember. It was low hanging fruit. You went after something that was way too easy and way too fucking subpar that you shouldn't do it. It's like making fun of somebody's eczema or their allergies or their cancer. It's like you can make fun of somebody, but there's certain things you shouldn't make fun of. If that makes sense.
And not only that, but Chris Rock made fun of it, got slapped. All of his shows for his tour, comedy tour, sold out. And I'm
Yeah.
going to say this. If being slapped by Will Smith means that 10 billion people are going to listen to our podcast, I'm going to do it. Like, I want Will Smith to slap me. You know what I mean? If it's going to bring attention to what I'm doing, maybe we're all taking this wrong. You know what I mean? Like, maybe Will Smith's slap can really bring attention to things. I think if Will Smith slapped Ukraine, more attention would be put forward to the tragedy, the war that is happening in Ukraine.
Wow. What a fucking segue.
Am I right or what?
Went from the slap to Ukraine.
Yes.
It's a horrible situation going on over there.
But Will Smith needs to go there, slap Vladimir Zelensky. Everybody, all of a sudden, everybody, oh my God.
Yeah.
Will Smith, who knew Will Smith's slap would be so profound?
Will Smith would have to fight a Klitschko first before he gets to Zelensky. He's got two Klitschkos. He's like, let's go, bro.
I love it.
Champions of the world. You're like, no, you're not getting to the fucking.
Oh man, Gilbert Gottfried died.
Iago.
Yeah, Iago. You know, the way they set up his life was interesting.
How so?
Well, in the fact that they made him to be the comedian that was the comedian that just didn't give a fuck. Like there wasn't no low hanging fruit with this guy. You know what I mean? He was the guy that said what needed to be said. And
I feel like George Carlin, but okay.
I know, but the thing is to be that guy, somebody has to be the first person to make the joke about 9/11. Somebody has to be the first person to make the joke that nobody wants to hear, but they have to step forward. There is a saying.
9/11 was Pete Davidson, but
right?
He was a comedian.
But there's a saying in the Marine Corps, and it is one of my favorite sayings. It's a saying that many people do not know. And that is when I was going through MCT, which is, we call Marine Corps tryouts, but it's really just Marine Corps tactical. They put us through all these different scenarios and stuff like that. But there's a place called Combat Town, and we go through urban warfare. And the one thing that stuck with me was this particular saying. And it was, somebody has to be the first through the door. In this combat environment, the worst environment ever, somebody has to be first through the door to clear a fucking house. And that's who Gilbert Gottfried was, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's not a fun fucking gig, but somebody has to be the first one to just breach the door and just see what happens. And that's who Gilbert Godfrey was.
I, I
As they're making him out to be.
I enjoyed Gilbert. I really did. Uh, he But do you think that if Gilbert Gottfried didn't have the voice he had, would he be as famous as he was?
No, but that's what made Gilbert Godfrey. At the same
Okay,
time,
but
you have to
you-
accept
yes,
that
okay, I get
person
that.
who he is
People
and
like
those particular attributes.
nobody like I respected Gilbert. There's a ton of comedians I respect that died too soon, and Gilbert was. I think Gilbert was the second coming of Bob Saget in regards to you looked at them a certain way, and then when you heard their comedy, you're like, who the fuck is this person? This isn't who I knew. Because Bob Saget wasn't introduced to people as a comedian, stand-up comedian. He was introduced as Danny Tanner. And even Gilbert Gottfried, I feel, wasn't introduced as a comedian. He was Iago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's when you delve closer, more into their lives, you realize they're stand-up comedians and they're fucking raw. They were fucking just, hey, I don't give a shit what's going on. I'm gonna talk shit, and this is who I am. And it was kind of beautiful. It was kind of like a, it was kind of like I feel sometimes like you can't judge a book by its cover, and that's why I enjoyed about Gilbert and Bob Saget and just comedians in general. It's like you see them a certain way, because it's presented a certain way to you the first way you meet them, and then you look at like holy shit, all right, cool, I like that. Like but you don't see a lot of Gilbert. Never got like a lot of specials or anything like
No,
that.
you're absolutely right.
Yeah,
Bob Saget, by the way, died as well, passed away. A lot of comedians are leaving us, and it's one of those weird moments in our life where we realize we're expendable. Not expendable. Maybe that's not a accurate term, but the I've been so focusing on death lately. It's been weird. It's to the point where I'm afraid to fall asleep. It's really been crippling me. And maybe that's too much information. Maybe it's not.
that's something that we didn't talk about off
No,
this
well, no,
show.
I feel comfortable talking about it like on the show. As you know, I'm a very open book person, and I talk about a
Um,
lot on the show about myself. But it's crippling. Because I think about that, and I think about nothingness, and my brain can rationalize it, it understands it, but it cannot comprehend it. And I've been reading a lot about death, and particularly like when you die. And if I get too morbid, please tell me, stop me. But
yeah.
your mind, when you go into the other realm, does a file index in the sense of you just go through all your memories. You just relive all your memories. I've been reading about this, and it's been real weird because I'm so I don't know. It's not romantic. It's not. I've just been so analytical about it. Thinking about it, and it's been weird. Like I've been watching a lot of war footage lately, and I've been seeing people just turn into pink dust, as they call it, and it's like, man, like they don't get that. They
Um,
just like a 50 cal round just goes through them, and they just boom, they're nothing. They're mist. They turn into mist. and it's been real weird because like, does your brain even have that moment to like, all right, here's all your files, boom, like you know what I mean? It's like you're here today, gone that second, and it's been playing my mind a lot, just looking at the analytics of it, and I need to stop. Change the subject. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
All right, no, 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 no. All right,
No,
okay.
but what I mean, am I okay? I mean, I know I'm okay, but um, like I'm too analytical sometimes, and I look at things like that. And last person we're gonna talk about that died is Jerry Seinfeld's mom. This is the last of the parents.
Well, she wasn't the last person who died, was she?
Well, George Costanza's mom died, and
And then Jerry's mom died.
yeah,
Yes. Okay. So
yeah,
yeah. Okay. It was they both the mothers of Seinfeld have passed away. Yes.
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, we have it's been weird. I mean, like you always come across people who like pass away and like, oh, I feel bad. What do you feel that there's a certain age that's like people because you don't say, oh, they're gone too soon or they're too young. What's an age where you're not young anymore? Like Betty White, like she was 99. I'm like,
You're right. You're right.
it wasn't like too soon. It was like she was
And
99.
it wasn't too soon, but it wasn't like long enough. It was just like, all right, like we'll buy. But yet, the media is like, we're still gonna celebrate the 100. Fuck it, she made it to 100.
Well, because they already filmed all this shit. They're
Yeah, they're
like,
like, fuck it,
turn
we
back
got that shit
now.
in the can. I want my 100 in the can. I want my, even if right now, let's film it right now. I want my 100 in the can. You know what I mean?
Like, is there a too like what age is not too soon? I get that young
99
people.
for sure. For sure, 99. For sure,
It's not
99. If
it's
you,
not too.
you know what I love? If you make it to 100, you're for sure on TV. You get TV, you get TV time. Everybody's ecstatic.
Well, dude, there was I don't know what comedian was uh, like if you make it to 100, you become president. Like you get to like just make any laws. Like if you make it that old, if you're 112, it's like, oh, I'm gonna write this into
You
law.
know what? 112, I'm down. If you make it 112, you get to make a law. I think that should be. If I was president, there's a few amendments that I would do. One of those would be if you make it 112, you get to make a law.
You get to make it. Yeah, if you make it to 112, hey, all right. What's my next beer?
You're on to your next beer. What will be your next beer, David? As we're seeing,
Oh, so what do I have here? I have.
I love that we're seeing your reflection in the wall.
Okay, I have Neon Beer Hug. It's a Goose Island beer. It's 7%. I
All right,
went lower apparently. I got the
yeah,
wrong beer.
no worries.
Well, so yeah, I mean, is there a? I get a too soon, but like some people are like, oh, too soon. Like, is there a certain age where it's not too soon?
At
I
least
guess
99.
99, no, for a fact, but
It
like,
it seems to be around the 60s is where the gray area begins to begin.
okay,
And 60s are starting to frighten me. You know what I mean? I'm closer to my 60s than I am to my 20s. Um, so this is why things weigh on me. But yeah, I get it. I that's just me. If you can make it past that, fantastic. Yeah, I'm a little drunk right now. I'm not gonna lie. But these martinis are hitting me. I've been refreshing these martinis.
plus you were drinking before you got to the
I
martinis,
You're
so yeah,
absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
yeah. Uh,
Wanted to talk about the next subject, which is you sent me a text, and it was about how women are attracted to podcasters.
This is a joke.
Was it a joke? Because I was like
Okay.
bullshit. I was like bullshit because if this was true, I'd have a harem. I would have women lined up. You know what I mean? This is
Do you
bullshit.
tell people? Do you tell women you have a podcast?
That's the first thing. I'm like, you want to know about me? Look, here's my podcast. You're going to get to really know who I am. This is a deep dive into like me. Like to be fair, as you would say, I really believe that this podcast
Uh,
is such a deep dive into who I am. You really get to
yeah,
know me, my brain
yeah.
waves and the way I think. And so it made sense. It made sense, but I'm like, well, like where the fuck are they pulling these women? Because this is where I need to be immediately.
Well, it was a joke. I think it was a joke meme, but somebody said it's me, and oh yeah, it was Marcus actually. Marcus said it to me, and I said to you, going, look, hey, this is the go to. So I thought it was funny, and but I don't know. I don't tell people. I haven't told people as much as I should that we have a podcast.
Yes. You're the only guy that like goes out in public now. I'm like sequestered, you know what I mean?
I, I've let people know. I've let people know. I tell people on podcast. Uh, we have some connections coming up. Uh, we actually have. Oh, are we talking about this about the penny
We can talk about it now that you've unveiled
unveiled?
our next guest. Next week we will be talking with Mr. Penny Pound Ice himself, and we'll be drinking at the Cove. We will be at the Cove, so if you want to see us next Sunday, um, I don't know what date that is on the books, but look it up. Look it up, guys.
Yeah.
We're gonna be there at 10 a.m. at the Cove, and we'll be drinking with Penny Pound Ice, talking about ice and the culture of ice. Most importantly, because I feel, and I'm sure you do too, that the drink not only is such this culture, but even the ice that you drink has become culture, and they are providing that culture, and it's going to be a very refreshing moment in our livers and our lives.
Their
Uh,
lives.
yeah, to talk about that and what they've done and how they've added that extra value that brings their component to the Cove. And the Cove is already a high class place, I believe, and they're only creating a higher class in your drink. So
I really want to kind of get into like how do you get into ice? You know what I mean? That's
yes,
like
you're absolutely right. Absolutely right.
how was that like? You know what? Ice is the game I want to get into. That's no, I'm super excited about that actually. I think we need to promote that a little bit more, like let people know, hey, we got like an actual not like and I'm not saying that our guests haven't been actuals there. It's just like
How
but
dare
like
you? How dare you?
it's like this is somebody who's in the bar game. We don't deal with a lot of people who are in the bar game
We deal with
because
people
we're
who are
not
just in the bar.
it's
you
in
know?
the bar, not the bar game. I think this is actually really cool. I'm really excited about that one.
Yeah, so make sure to tune in next week. We got a lot of surprises coming up for everybody. So make sure that you subscribe. And for more information, log on to drinkstowordsby.com. For all of our streaming partners, and of course, if you want to watch us on the Instagram, we just got another subscriber on our YouTube. That makes number 4. So if
No,
you,
our team is up to 19, I think.
you know what I mean. You
I,
know.
I was like, no, like 19, woohoo,
Yeah,
we're
we have
almost.
more subscribers that listen to us audioly than
Wait,
watch us, which I get. You know what I mean? You can't do the audio, you can't do the video, but you can do the audio. So, very cool. So, just thank you everybody for that.
drive home. Just drive home listening.
Yeah, truly, truly
I think that's
appreciate
what
it.
we should have called the show. Drive home listening.
Um, Sports.
Oh, okay. We're gonna go. We're gonna jump to sports
Obviously, I'm wearing my Dodgers shirt. Baseball
because baseball's
season,
back.
baseball season finally in full swing. See what I did there? Um, very excited. Try to make it out to a game very soon. By the way, if you want to make it out to a game with me and Dave, email us, DM us, do something. Me and David, or just me, I don't know. Down to make it to a game. Down to make it to a game.
It's a
Um,
Monday or Tuesday game. Monday or Tuesday game when I'm not working.
yeah, I can make it too. A Monday, Tuesday game, we are totally down. Not Tuesday, Monday. A Monday game, we're totally down. If you want to go to a game, that's our. I think that's very reasonable. We'll go to a game with you guys. Or I'll buy the tickets, whatever. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, we're totally down if you want. But of course, I'm talking Dodgers. Why would I go to an Angel game? Why would we do that to ourselves? That's absolutely ridiculous.
You know what's really funny though is like I actually at the convention I was working why I was not why we couldn't do the show is a lot of security that I was working with and overseeing. They do security at Angel Stadium,
It must
so
be an easy. It
no,
must be
I know
easy.
I'll be safe at Angel Stadium.
Yeah,
I don't feel safe at Dodger Stadium.
it's a thing. It is a thing. Anything else going on in sports? Lakers, Clippers,
The
completely out of
Lakers
the playoffs.
are out. Cavaliers are out. I mean, I kind of hate this whole play-in thing.
I like
I
it.
think
It gives new blood. You need new blood, dude.
you play. I don't know, dude. I mean, because here's the thing: is like the Cavs played all season and they should have been in the playoffs. So, for my own personal uh, uh, baseball, I think I will always say the season is too long. Always. Uh, oh, here's something I did want to talk to you about. Kershaw getting pulled after the seventh
Yeah.
with a perfect game. Do you think it was the right call?
No. And I'm going to tell you why. This is the call. This is the call you make. You let him pitch until. But this is the manager in me. You don't tell him, you don't do anything. You just let him pitch until that hit happens. Then you pull him. I'll let you go until
I
one hit.
I agree because it ended up being a one hit game. You guys, I don't feel you should have pulled him. You could have people warming up, ready to go at any moment, but pulling him during a perfect game, that's an issue.
Yeah.
That's fucking bullshit.
But that's Dave Roberts. That
That just
is,
goes, yeah, that just goes along with Dodgers management and how bad you guys are.
yeah, one ring this year, 2 years ago. But
And Atlanta won it.
yeah, whatever. But anyway, that's what I would have done. This is why I would love for right now the
Sorry,
Lakers. No, it's cool. I love that the Lakers right now are about to out the coach. But what I
they fired.
would do, what I would do is I would be like, okay, I'm gonna bring in a fan. The last couple games, I'll bring in a fan as a coach. And I
Remember,
do it for charity. I'm like, you want to be a fan? All right. You want to coach? All right. We're out. I'll let you coach
no,
for
no,
charity.
no, not coach, but broadcast. I told you this. We've done the movies, which we should do again. I really feel that our whole movie commentary is great.
We keep on fucking
I
that up. We should have done the kid and play one. Yeah, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, we need to do this. I think this is a go to. The fucking movie commentary is fucking golden. But I think that the commentary is better than coaching because it's like you get the realism. Because like you know like they have like Snoop Dogg and Kevin Hart doing the Olympics. Like you follow that genre, that follow that idealism,
Yeah,
and we had that before the Olympics, before that was a thing. I think that will work.
yeah, for sure, for sure. Anything else in sports that we need to cover?
Let me see. I would need Christian for soccer. Soccer has been really good lately, but you don't follow soccer. Uh, NBA is finishing up. I'm not too excited about the playoffs. It's whatever. NBA gets kind of like muddled. Uh, the draft is coming up. The draft.
Very excited about that. Very
Yeah.
excited for what the Chargers are going to do. I believe they're going to pick up another running back. That's just me. I don't
The
read tea leaves. I don't do anything like that. But this is what I think is going to happen with the Chargers.
the AFC West has really stepped up its game.
The AFC West is the premier league in all the divisions. It's the premier division. They yes. Where dude, you have the first of all you have the Chargers, the premier team of the entire NFL. Secondly, you have the Chiefs,
No,
okay?
I can't listen to anything you say because of what you just said.
Thirdly, you have the Raiders. You know what I mean? And then now you have the Broncos who experiment with all these quarterbacks.
Wait, okay, so you think that the Raiders are better than the Broncos
Yes.
with Derek Carr over Russell Wilson?
Yes. Well, to be
Yeah.
fair, Russell Wilson just landed.
Okay, but dude, they just extended Derek Carr, so the Raiders have
Yeah, for 3
now
years.
said we are going with Carr. This is our guy.
Yeah.
All right. I would.
Renfro, they got the Renfro guy.
Here's why I agree with you. Only because from top to bottom, the Steelers have Mitch Trubisky. If it wasn't for Mitch Trubisky, I would say that the AFC North is the most competitive
The Steelers
division.
just lost their quarterback, unfortunately, sadly.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like yeah.
By the way,
I'm
if
gonna be
we're,
mad.
you know what I mean, like, should have been in our thing with the Seinfelds and everybody. Like, sorry, the Razor,
Right.
the quarterback for the Steelers.
Ben Roethlisberger.
No, he's out. The other guy.
Okay.
The guy. I'm like the guy.
Okay.
I'll tell you right now.
Okay.
I'll tell you, I know his name. I'm drunk right now.
I'm
He was going to a practice. He was going to practice. His car broke down.
Oh, Dwayne Haskins. Okay,
Yes.
Dwayne Haskins. Yes.
Yes, thank you. I'm drinking.
Okay.
I'm drinking the liquor.
Okay, so Dwayne Haskins, yes, and I should have brought this up myself. As an Ohio State guy, he was an Ohio State quarterback. It was sad. He's 24 years old. See, that's a too soon.
That yes. You're
That
at
is a too soon. That is a super too soon. He had a lot of talent. He had a lot of. If you ask anybody, he was just one of those persons like you wanted to be around. So yeah, uh, I'm getting emotional right now because I actually really I loved watching him play. I watched a lot of his games, and Dwayne Haskins was a really good person. And he may not have been a great NFL quarterback. And that was the thing that people were saying, like they were talking like media was talking shit about him when he died. Because they were like, oh, he fucking failed in the NFL. I go, that's not the point, dude. He's still in the NFL. He has a way of turning things around. He's 24 years old. You can't fuck somebody over like that. It's fucking terrible. So as a Buckeye fan, because some of you know, and most of you know now, I'm from Ohio. I'm a big Ohio State Buckeyes fan. He was a too soon. He was legitimately a too soon. He got hit by a truck. I don't know why he was on the highway. I've I've reserved myself from reading the whole story because I just don't want to, because I feel like it's very saddening. Uh, but he is a he will be missed. He's somebody who could have made a bigger impact in the NFL, and he made an impact in Ohio State. And I think Ohio State actually really they just did a tribute to him on their spring game. The quarterback who is at Ohio State, C.J. Stroud, wears the same number he wears or wore in college, and he actually wore his jersey today. He wore the Dwayne Haskins Jr. jersey at the spring game, so that was actually a really good tribute. They have a DH on the field. They're doing their part uh, to tribute him for what he did for Ohio State, because he actually holds the record for the most touchdowns thrown in Ohio State. He threw 50 touchdowns in one season
That's crazy.
to Dwayne Haskins.
Dwayne
Cheers.
Haskins. I'm now opening up a beer. I'm done with the
Oh,
martinis.
PBR.
The
Yes.
Peebs, ladies and gentlemen, the Peebs. And I drink this not because it's cheap, not because anything else, other than I really like the taste. Is that crazy? Like, can I
Very
not?
crazy.
I like the taste of PBR. It's not because it's cheap or anything. It just happens to be cheap. No, how dare me? It happens to be economical, and that's something that we need right now is economicalness.
I think we should all just buy Arizona iced teas because I don't care what inflation is. They've always kept their fucking
Yeah,
drinks 99 cents for a tall can. You have a tall can. See, I was having this debate with somebody, and I won't say who, about inflation. And it's like, look, everyone's like, you can't raise wages. That'll increase inflation. We've been inflating
yeah.
for decades. It
I
had
inflate
nothing to
my
do.
height. I inflate my height. You know what I mean?
Really? What are you inflated to?
5'7".
What are you?
5'7". I'll never reveal my height.
I am 5'7". I don't give a fuck what you say.
You've confirmed that I was 5'6". You
I don't.
confirmed that.
Oh, we did that. We did that. I
Yeah, it
forgot.
was amazing. Last
Yeah,
call. Last call for topics.
last couple topics. What I had? Shit. Oh, dude, I had one and I forgot it. Shit.
I'll start it off. Maury Povich, retiring.
Is he dead?
No, no. Practically, he's about to die.
He's old. Shit.
Yes, he's retiring the Maury Povich show after like 31 years. This is his
Really?
last season.
How are we gonna know who the father is?
Thank you. This is free DNA tests. David, this
Taking
is
over.
this is my brilliant idea. You need to be the next Maury Povich.
I would love to be the next Maury
I want to
Povich.
I want to hear you I want to hear two things. I want to hear you are the father and you're not the father. Let,
All right.
I want to hear the reveals. I want to hear the reveals in any particular order. Do whatever you want to do.
Okay. Okay. In the case of Joshua Brown, you are the father.
Oh! Oh! Maury, Maury,
Oh,
Maury.
David. No, David. David.
I would still be like, say Maury,
Yeah.
but that's
And
just me.
I would accept that. I would accept it. Maury.
Maury.
Like I would just like it would still be called the Maury Povich show,
Yeah,
but I
but with David. Brilliant, 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 brilliant.
Really. Yeah.
Okay, now give me the you are the father. Give me you are the father.
No, I did that. You are the
I
father.
mean, you
I
are
did the
not the father. Give me the you are not the father.
okay. In the case of I'm trying to think of a name, uh, Steven Hernandez, the results are you are not the father.
Oh! Oh! David, 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 David. You would
I
be
was
you'd be
in a heart,
such the perfect guy for that. Honestly. Honestly,
in a
if you took over the Maury Povich franchise,
yeah,
I'd be for it.
in a heartbeat. Okay, hey. So, if you are unaware of who the father of your child is, please hit us up at
Oh my
drinksandwords.com.
gosh, you're so at Gmail, slide in the DM. Slide in the DM. We will find out who your father is. It could be me, it could be David. We don't know.
Yeah. Uh, hey, everybody, look, we need to pay for the DNA test, so hit us up at the Venmo.
Add drinks to words by. Oh, brilliant. Of course. Of course. Oh man. Uh last topic. Last topic. It was something that I saw that you posted. And this goes out to our sponsor, The Cove. Granted, we are not there today, but we are there usually to The
Usually,
Cove Cocktail Bar.
next week, come Sunday, because we have a special guest.
Yes, we'll be there doing a live show professionally. I'm very excited because um, I've decided to create a command center. I have a command center there, but I want to more improve it. Improve the space. So during this 3 week period, and this is the weirdest part about me, is I get so lost in thought. And I get so lost in the aesthetics of the show. Not and I'm not talking virtually or anything, but just the way you see it. And I was like, damn, this computer is getting hot. How do I not get it hot? And by computer, I mean laptop that we're like recording on and stuff like that. And it's more technical as well. And I'm like, okay, I need to lower it, or I need to lift it up from where it's at because it's sitting on other equipment. And you know what we do? This is stuff that nobody even needs to understand or know. But I'm like, okay, I need to lift it, and in order for that, I need this. Well, if I get this, then I need that. So next week, it's going to be an extremely tech. It's going to look super high tech.
Okay.
It's going to look super command central. Does it need to be? Yes. Yes.
Okay. You realize that we have a
Yeah.
guest that isn't a normal, so you have to be on time.
I'm always on time. On time is when I get there, David. On time is when I get there. You have to understand. I'm in my
Yeah.
own time. But anyway, last topic that we're going to talk about, and which goes out to the Cove where we, do the show from. We're going to be doing the show from other. I've had some people that want me to do it at other bars on the same strip, and I'm like, yeah, we'll do it. We have to. We have to, right? We can't.
Yeah. We are for the people. We are for the
I
people.
know, but I'm like, but you guys are not the Cove. But I'm like, all right, fuck it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, okay, I get it. We gotta outside the
Have you
box.
been hit up by these owners and said, "Hey, come to this bar"?
It's been my landlord that's like, I can get you to do it there, and you need to be with this bartender and stuff like that.
Uh,
We're still going through it. Anyway, we're still going through it. So we might be doing
okay.
shows at other bars for a bit.
But
You
side
gotta
note,
win away. You got to win away.
you said there was two guests.
Yes.
the penny ice. Who's the other guest?
Ah.
Since
Ah.
we're at the end. No.
The other guest is a guest that actually contacted us. And you can contact us. If you want to be a guest,
Yeah.
guess
Yes,
what?
up.
Hit us up. He contacted us, and here's the thing. I'm old. We're old. Technology. I feel old. There, in the DM world of the Instagram, there, I don't get it. But they made people like these are the people that you know, and then they made another like segment called requests. There's
Okay.
primary, there's general, and the request. Why did they do that? I don't know. I'm confused by it. And this guy was we did a on Instagram. If you follow us at Drinks Words By at the Instagram, he sent a DM and he's like, I wish I was interesting enough to be a guest. Okay, very
Swayze.
yes.
Yes.
Yes. And he was like, I wish I was, and I'm like, everybody's interesting. Like, why would
Yeah.
you do that to yourself? Why would you pander
Yeah.
to us when I'm
I
like,
actually saw this message. I actually saw this message.
and
I went.
but you didn't respond back. You know what I mean?
Well, I got it after the conversation you guys already had.
But it was in
So
like a different form. And for those that are on the Instagram, I don't know why they compartmentalize everything. Like I just need it all in one, because I looked at it 2 weeks later and I'm like, oh shit, we got an actual person. You know what I mean? It wasn't like it wasn't like we were both like, oh well, it was just at a weird.
just so people know that Albert controls is mostly in control of the uh, drinks to words by Instagram. I'll jump on occasionally. You can reach either one of us individually. It works the same way, but if it is the drinks to words by, you are more on top of that than I am.
I try to be. I try to be.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm not the best at it. I'm look, dude, I try to put as much content. My life, as we've talked about, is not
yeah,
conducive right now. I try to I take on a lot and I can't get to you, but eventually I will.
yeah. You do.
So I got a DM from David Swayze who wanted to be on, and this was like 2 weeks ago. And then I'm like, okay, but we'll get you on in a month from now. So he's our
Yeah.
second guest, and he must be a friend that you know, right? Because I don't know
Yes,
this guy.
I worked with him. He's a good guy. He's a photographer. Uh, he's actually a really cool guy. He's if you see him, he's gonna be fucking yoked. He's gonna be fucking like hey, he should do security at the bar more than I should. But he actually does a lot of like he's a photographer, so he does a lot of stuff like uh you see him. He did one of the marches. I can't say which protest he did, but he's one of those like photographers. You're not gonna like, I'm gonna push you around. Like, no, you're not gonna push him around.
He's gonna push you.
But really great guy. So I'm excited for that one. That was
I,
actually awesome.
I am too because I'm excited to talk photography with him. As you know, I love photography, and it's one of the things that I geek out with. Was he the guy that wanted to take a photo of us? That wanted to do our?
No, that was Norman.
How dare
So
you, David Swayze, if you're listening? I'm just kidding. I just gotta give him shit. I gotta give people shit. I gotta give people shit.
He'll bring his camera. We'll take a picture together. We'll do it. Yeah, yeah.
If our time, by the way, if our timeline ever timelines, you know what I mean. Me and David's time is, I don't know. Our timeline is, it doesn't match up right now, which is why we're doing virtually. But I miss you, David. If I could say that.
Yeah, I get to see you. But the next
You got to see me physically, not mentally.
the next 2 weeks, we'll be together. We'll
Yeah.
make sure we get it right. Before I have to head out again, because I will be heading out. So we have to discuss my schedule coming up too as well.
Schedule.
So
Yeah,
we gotta go
I
through
get
that.
it.
But
L-
no, I don't have any more topics. I mean, we covered a lot today. We recapped. Oh, you know what? I haven't recapped. The wedding was great. I wore
That's
boots.
right. You were at a wedding
At a
that's
wedding,
why we
we
were
were
gone.
wearing because I was at a wedding. I had to wear cowboy boots. My blister is now healed from that cowboy
Wow,
boots.
3 weeks.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then after that, I had the show at WonderCon. Shout outs to all the. So I saw one of our previous guests. Natalie was there.
Natalie, we need to
You
have
know,
her on. We need to have her on. I miss her. She's such a great cosplayer, seamstress.
yes, she's really getting into the seamstress thing. I'll hit her up and we'll see if we can get her on uh, before Comic Con because I'm sure she's going to Comic Con. We'll figure out what she's going to wear for Comic Con. Uh, so yeah, I mean it's a good couple weeks. Last week wasn't my fault at
It
all.
was mine. I'm completely on that. People, look, dude, you want to do dabs with me, you want to do other things with me. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, let's do it. And I don't think sometimes. I'm not I love how people think that I'm this.
You're pure to the pressure. You were pure to the pressure.
I love how people think Albert's such this like guy, but sometimes I just, I'm in party mode, and I cannot stop party mode. Um, so I felt so bad, David. I felt so bad. The next morning, not when I was doing
Oh,
it. To
no,
be
yes,
fair, David, I'm not.
fair. It was
There
fair.
was remorse later, not when I was like, let's just fucking party.
Do you have Easter plans? Like, what do you do
I
for Easter?
do. I do. Um then now this is not a plan, but it was fucking last second shit, man. Which is again why we're doing this virtual show is super last second where my brother's like, "Oh, we're doing last second fucking Easter." I'm like, "Dude, why do you do that?" I'm like, "If you want to, do last second shit, no, like like I wasn't happy about it, but I'm like that's when I texted you. I was like, maybe David doesn't, but I'm like, if I'm getting last second shit, I'm like, maybe David's getting last second shit.
Yeah, I had.
Yeah, so
So
that's why I texted you, and now we're doing the show today. But I'm glad because we were able to test out the virtual gear. We haven't done that in a while.
yeah, we had a virtual way. Like, I gotta figure out how to fix my fucking laptop because I like my background where I'm in the my
Yeah,
corner
but I like this
apartment.
background too. I like this background. Now, granted, I mean, we can't all have a recording studio like myself,
Yeah, 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 be
but
pretty.
but I deserve it. And not only that, but if I haven't said this enough, guys, I do have another podcast in which I interview musicians and play music. And
Like,
if Thank you. And if you would be so kind to log on to entertheshell.com, there you can listen to those shows and those podcasts that I do. I hate to be such a shill and talk about my other projects that I
oh,
do.
by all means. Hey, look, I'm a fan. I you should promote you because this is still us, and I'm your friend. Like if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube, do it now.
Yes,
Like,
drinkstorsby.com. Click on the link.
if you want to buy us a drink, all you gotta do is send $5 to our Venmo, a drink to Words by. One drink. It doesn't have to be for both of us. We could share. Anything will help. We love spending time with you guys. Uh, I know some of you guys use this for your ride home. Some of you guys use this for work. Hey, we're here for everything. If
Yeah.
there's something you want us to discuss, if you want to be a guest, you can hit us up like Swayze or
It may take
Teddy
2-3
Palm.
weeks, but we'll get to you. We'll
Yeah.
get you on.
I'm not going to be around, but hey, look, if you want to be a co-host, you can jump in. There's some times where I'm not going to be around.
Well, first you got to be a guest first. That's the rule. You can't just. I
No,
can't just fast track you to co-host. You got to be a guest first. I can't just co-host you immediately. You got to be a guest first. But we're totally down for all that stuff. Just log on to drinkswordsby.com. Email us. We are on so many streaming platforms: Spotify, YouTube, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Google, TuneIn.
radio. We're on everything. We're
Yeah.
really on everything.
And if there's
Yeah.
something that you listen on that we're not on, let us know. And of course, we'll get on that immediately. And of course, if I haven't said enough, thanks to the Cove Cocktail Bar that we both go to and that you'll frequently see us at. Cannot tell you enough about how much we love the bar and how much you need to go there. If you want a good drink at a reasonable price, there's no other place than I respect other than the Cove Cocktail Bar. And thank you so much. Okay, so now that we got all that underway, final cheers.
Oh, cheers. Jesus.
To Jesus. He is gonna be
Yeah,
born like tomorrow, right? Like he's like, I'm
yeah.
I'm looking for the eggs. Where are the
No,
eggs?
I don't want to get religious because I'm gonna say some shit that's gonna be
Yeah.
fucking. I'm gonna end the show that way. Uh, cheers to anybody that's there for you. Uh, I have come across some very difficult times recently, and I have been able to see and realign myself with some people who have been there for me. So I want to thank the people who are very supportive to me and are helping me through this difficult time that I'm dealing with. It's not something that I can really share. It's very personal, so I apologize. But cheers to every one of them who have been there, and cheers to the people who are celebrating Easter. I mean, I'm going to eat tomorrow in the name of the zombie. I had to say it. I'm sorry.
The first ever zombie. You know what I mean? Like, let's just give
Zombie,
it what it was. Let's just
yeah.
fucking say what it was.
For those of you who are gonna like take Jesus tomorrow,
Hey, you know what? You guys are proactive people. Email us, drinksforsby@gmail. Slide in the DM.
yeah, tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. By all means,
Yeah,
we love you.
for sure.
But yeah, so I ultimately yes, I want to cheers to people who have been there for me, especially my wife. My wife has been a a rock for me, and I am very appreciative, and um, nothing that I say will be able to show the amount of love that I have for her right now in my life. So, cheers to everybody and my wife
That's an
specifically.
amazing cheers. That's an amazing cheers. My cheers is gonna go out to an abstract idea, which is patience. Thank you for having patience with us. We came on, we took like 6 months off.
We came on for like two
For
weeks,
two
and we're
weeks
off
of
like three.
taking a month off. We're taking a month off. But thank you to patience. Thanks for allowing us to be us.
Well, here's the thing: is like we're this is not we love this because
We
it's just
do.
It's just us. This is not our livelihood. If we got way more people, this could be our
And if we
livelihood.
got
And
paid for this to be a livelihood, then yeah, okay. Fucking take it
oh
way
yeah,
more.
yeah, everyone's like, but we drunk every day. You know what I mean? That's our livelihood. But we have life that happens, and we just can't be here all the time. We have to fucking go live life,
Yeah, man.
make money.
Yeah, yeah. So, cheers to patience and for you guys being patient with us and not emailing us, not just letting us live our life. You know what I mean? And accepting the show for what it is. Very humbled. Very thank you. Very much so.
Very much so.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's gonna wrap it up for this edition of Drinks and Words by David. Kick him out.
All right, everybody. We thank you very much. Love you all. You gotta go home. Cheers.
Later.